Tell everybody who you are.
Hello, my name is Tevin Thomas. I have lupus. I've been living with lupus for 9 years. Lupus is basically a weak immune system. It can affect your skin, it can affect your bones, it can affect your organs as well.
And you were diagnosed 9 years ago, you said?
I was diagnosed when I was 20 years old. I was playing football. I was 300 pounds back then the day, so I look completely different now. And when I came back from college, I ended up going to the doctor because I had a rash over my face, and they tested that rash and they found out it was lupus. So I have lupus to the skin and I also have lupus to the bones. I was completely scared, I'm not gonna lie, because it changes your life, it changes the way you think, because then you get to thinking, well, how long do I have to live? What's going to happen to me into the future? Will I be able to still live the way I wanted to live? And I actually met someone at the age of 24 who had lupus and passed away.
How did that make you feel?
I was depressed for a while, knowing that the fact that, it can get to that point with me as well.
Lupus takes a toll on your immune system. Do you know exactly what's going on in the immune system?
You can get sick very, very easily, A common cold can be more worse for you than anybody else. The sun, you have to avoid the sun a lot because that is lupus weakness. You can catch a flood within 5 minutes of the sun.
Tell me about some of the effects lupus has had on your body.
When I first found out I had lupus, I started to notice that my hair was getting more lighter. I was starting to lose hair, and I had patches in my hair. But then I had got on my medication, and then my skin had started to clear up, and my hair started to grow back.
What was your support system like?
I had my mother, I had my grandmother. They had big support. They try to keep me pushing. They try to keep me going to the doctor. But after a while, I started to get hard-headed, and I just stopped completely going to the doctor. I stopped listening to everybody. Depression really kicked in at the time.
So when I first met you, you were new to one of the medications that I think you were trying out.
Yes, it was a medication to help me to clear my skin up. Because at the time, the first thing that you'll see with lupus, you'll have a butterfly on your face. It'll take over your nose, and then you're going to have like wings spread around your face.
Are you comfortable sharing the story about your job?
I was working outside, and the job at the well, it started to get painful because, being outside under the sun, the flare-ups came, the pain in my legs started to show up. I couldn't barely walk. I ended up losing my job because I got really sick, and I couldn't go to work for like a week, so I ended up losing the job. And they hate that it had to happen, but it had to happen.
Tell me about how your diagnosis impacted your mental health.
Well, I would honestly say that I have had a few suicidal thoughts, when I'm laying in bed and I just feel like I can't get up that day. Or I feel like I can't, do what I want to do. Depression really just sink in that, a disease is really taking over your life. I'm leaving my thoughts a lot because the depression is real. The pain is real, What people go through, you might not see it in them, but it's there, People cover it up with smiles, In public, you see me walking normal, but I'm walking through pain. I'm talking through pain. So depression, the mental health is real, Sometimes you feel like you don't have a way of living, because you're so depressed and you're so hurt by the way you feel at the time. I would ask people, if you know somebody with lupus, to just talk to them, ask them how they feeling today, because that can go a long way, It shows people that you care. I don't want people to, feel bad for me, because I feel like, that's a sign of weakness, and I don't want to look weak dealing with this.
What do you have to say to other young black men who may be dealing with the same diagnosis in secret?
Don't let it stop you from living. Don't let it stop you from going out. Don't let it stop you for chasing the dream that you want to chase. Because right now it's painful, but it'll get better through time. And also continue to going to the doctor. I ended up stopped going to the doctor about 5 years ago. I stopped taking the medication. I stopped the blood test. I just really got tired of listening to the same results each time. So really take care of yourself, take care of your health.
You stopped going to the doctor 5 years ago.
Mhm.
What has changed in that 5 years?
Pain. It's a lot of pain. Uh, Depression became more and more, you know. And really, what changed really it's the fact that, I don't know what's going on inside in my insides. Like, I don't know if it touched my organs or anything. I just go off of how I feel throughout the day. So you really need to keep up with the doctor and so they can tell you what's going on.
How has that diagnosis impacted your thoughts on relationships?
I'm not really comfortable just yet to please, put my partner or my spouse to let them know what's really going on with me, because, like I said, the big thing about me, I don't want people worrying about me. If I show you that I'm good, I would like for you to think that I'm good, because what's going on in my mental health, what's going on in my mind, it's a lot. It's a lot. The depression is real. It's very, very real. And I just don't like to show that side of me. I would say this. When you first meet me, you're not going to know that I have lupus off top. You're not going to know because I don't show, I try to keep a positive thought. If I get comfortable around you, then I will let you know my situation and what I'm going through. But like I said, I really want to show you that I'm going through something. I keep a smile. I try to stay positive, One thing I would say is really put your faith in God, A lot of people, when they find out they, in a bad situation, they kind of lose hope, They lose the desire and the will to live. But honestly, you can live. You can go outside. You can go do what you want to do. Don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Just take the chances. God is with you, and He will make sure that you is all right.
Tevin, what do you think about therapy?
Honestly, I would say somebody should go, especially if you're deep in depression, if you're really deep in, keeping it to yourself, not letting other people worry as far as family and friends. Because I feel like people with diseases, they don't want to talk to people. They don't want to, be a burden to people. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, it's best to talk about it. It's best to get it out, so you can clear your mind and be more relaxed with it. Because lupus is not going nowhere. It's going to stay with me until I pass away, and I have learned to deal with that.
You said you want to find some support.
I want to find some support within the lupus community. I feel like if we all get together and help each other out, then we all wouldn't be so depressed, and we all wouldn't feel like we hopeless, because lupus can really bring you down. Lupus can make you not want to live life. And I don't want to live like that, and I don't want other people to live like that. I wish people would live the way they want to live with lupus.
You mentioned potentially wanting to be a father one day. Are there any concerns at all behind the genetic factor?
Well, my family's not a very healthy family, but I'm praying that this end with me, that I would be the last generation in my family to have bad health, and I pray that I have a healthy child.
And you talk about God a lot.
I really feel like God is my background. He's there. He's here for me because I, not being on medication for 5 years. My mother, she feel like it. And other people feel like that. I should have like a worse condition, but I'm still basically how I was when I first had lupus. My mama, she's a strong woman, and I love her a lot. She like my A1, my best friend. She support me. Through it all. She lets me know that everything gonna be okay if you live the way you want to live. She's not in the greatest health herself, but she makes sure I'm all right. you know, and I'm very thankful for her, and I love her for that.
What are some things that make you happy right now?
Medical marijuana. Doctors don't like giving out prescribed pain medication, you know, so don't be afraid to smoke. Trying to live life, you know, trying to hustle for yourself. That's what makes me happy, you know, that I'm able to still walk around. It might be painful right now, but I'm able to still do what I want to do. I would like to say life is life, you know, life is what you make it, you know. Everybody has something they deal with. Everybody have their own, you know, problems, you know. But stay strong. Try to, you know, become healthy. If you can work out, I would advise you to work out. You know, don't lose your faith. Don't lose your hope. Don't lose anything. You know, just continue to live. You know, live with what you got and be happy if you can. My name is Tevin Thomas, and I am the Black survivor of lupus.